Eoin Ryan, peak performance coach. You've travelled some journey, and I know that's one of your mantras for people in helping them. Tell me a little bit about what you do now and how you help people find out about themselves, and a little bit about how you got started on this whole journey yourself.
Most of my journey down was based on my own life experience. I looked at what I was doing. Was I happy in life? Was I fulfilling my talents? The experience that I had. Was I enjoying life? And the answer to that, all those questions, was no. I wasn't. I was way off my potential, and I knew it. And for 10 years, I was just happy to exist. And I decided to myself, when I hit 30, which is just a milestone, it doesn't have to necessarily be an age for any particular person. But I hit a milestone. I said to myself, it's not good enough anymore. I want to change.
Was that interesting? Now, you've travelled the world in different places. Tell me a little bit about Argentina.
Yeah, one of the most humbling experiences I ever had was to work with children in an abandoned and disabled home set up by an Irish priest. I was there for 3 months, and to be honest with you, it's something that has a legacy for me ever since, because I'm grateful for practically everything, because those poor guys, they had nothing in comparison to what I have.
So that's kind of where you found gratitude. I know you use that word.
Yeah, I use it an awful lot. Yeah, I found it there, and it's something that gratitude will stand the test of time, no matter what, in anybody's life. But I got, I suppose, a whole bowl full of it right there and then, and it's the legacy, has stayed with me, and I'm still attached to the home. I still fundraise for it, and it's just one of those things. It goes very, very deep.
Yeah.
It's not at the superficial level, it's right there.
It clearly was a life-changing visit there. You've 3 mantras, I think: fun, passion and gratitude. Is that right? Are those the 3 things that keep you going?
Well, those are the 3 things that unlocked, I guess, me as a person. The thing is, fun, passion, gratitude, most people would dismiss them as being yeah, but sure, I know that and I do it. But no. I discovered that there was no fun in my life, I was passionate about nothing, and I didn't give a damn about anything in terms of gratitude. I wasn't getting enough, in fact. So if you can unlock or focus in on those 3 things, it will make a fundamentally big shift for you as a person. But here's the problem. Most people say, that's too simple and it doesn't work. It can't be that easy. I'm complex. It's a complex problem. It's a complex world. But it is actually that easy. If you focus back, if you just roll back to this, to the basics, that's where you'll find yourself, and that's where you'll start unlocking, the stuff that can make your life
not easy to do. So that's how we need people like you to bring that out. But I'm interested also how you work with people now and get them to realise their potential.
Well, I only help them to realise it. I can't get them to do anything. When people come to me for coaching, they're generally in a state of action. They want to change. They've had enough. They're tired, a bit like I was for myself, in my journey. So they're ready. But it's a question of how ready are they? Because a lot of people don't want to do the work. In order to change, to get out of a comfort zone, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to take a little bit of a sting. There's going to be time involved in this. There's going to be money invested in this. All these things. Are you willing to go the distance? And I find that out very, very quickly with my clients. I'm fortunate that I've only had 1 client that never came back for at least 2 sessions. But I always make sure that my clients have actions that they need to do.
Yeah.
And if they don't have the actions done, there's no sense in coming back to me, because then it's just a conversation.
Yeah, if you're not going to do the work, that's understandable. Now, just going back a little bit, I know we're hopping back and forth a little bit, but you had a scary adventure at sea. That was another life-changing moment, I suppose.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I should be shark poo. I was working on a trawler between Australia and Papua New Guinea. It's up near the Great Barrier Reef. We were followed by sharks one night. The boat was sinking through mechanical failure and all sorts of things. We were dead in the water, lights were gone, Mayday was out, we were sinking, we took evasive action, and we did actually save the boat. But essentially, I probably shouldn't be here.
Probably made you think about your future though, and got you thinking about what a career was instead of just a life. You made a point to me in another conversation about that very point. We're only here once, got to make the most of it.
Absolutely, yeah. Be a human living, don't be a human doing, don't be a human existing. Be a human living. Life is there to be embraced. Why not embrace it? Yeah. I don't know if there's an afterlife, but one thing that I think about afterlife is, You know, how can we expect to be, or maybe the expectation of afterlife is that everything's going to be brilliant. Does it mean you're going to be funnier? Does it mean you're going to be more popular? Does it mean any of these things? I would say not. I'd say you bring your same energy and your personality to an afterlife, if there is an afterlife. So I think the work starts here, right now, from today. It starts here. You want to make some changes in your life, you want things to improve, you have got to take control. You've got to make that happen. That is really important, because people won't do it for you. They may assist you if you tell them what your mission is.
Yeah.
But don't expect people to like suddenly just row in because you have a thought in your head about how you want to change. Yeah. You have got to take action. You have got to set goals. You've got to have a plan.
Yeah. Now, you have written a book, Outcome Running. Love it.
Thank you.
Great picture on the front of you finishing a race. Tell me a little bit about the story of you finishing that race. It's a great little gesture you did with about 200 yards to go, I think.
Yeah, that photograph was taken in the Austrian Ironman in Klagenfurt. And 3 years before that photograph was taken, I couldn't swim and I didn't have a bike. Now, obviously buying a bike wasn't such a big deal, but learning how to swim by someone who had a pathological fear of water, all due to the Jaws film, I might add.
Oh.
Yeah, I was one of those.
Sharks again.
Yeah, dun, 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 dun. He was always just about to get me in the water, so I was fearful of water. So I got over that, learned how to swim, and 3 years later I was doing an Ironman in Austria, and that photograph was taken of me finishing it. So it was a 3-year progressive plan to get there. And that's just one of my proudest achievements. Actually, 200 meters later, I crossed the finish line and just went boink off to the medical tent. But still, I gave it everything. Yeah. I maxed out that day and I really enjoyed it.
It's a terrific shot because it really shows how much you know you've achieved, and you said to yourself, I'm going to do it. And you did it. So it's a terrific book, Outcome Running. You can get it on Eoin Ryan Coaching website. Have a look at that, and you'll get it there. Okay, the future is bright, but you do help people to realize that there is no limit.
There is none. The only limit is the limit that you set for yourself. So if you raise the bar, and you know, it's all about increments, okay? Yeah. You're not going to go from 0 to 100. Like, I mean, that doesn't happen for most people. You raise the bar a little bit. Every day you try and improve just a little bit. So if you have your goals set out, and there's a goal masterclass in goal setting at the end of the book, which I believe is possibly the best one in the world. I've studied all of them, and I think it's the best. It takes you to step by step how you're going to get there. And it gives you an action plan, because as soon as you're clear on what you want to achieve, you will start attracting it. That's the whole thing. When you say to yourself and you hear your own thoughts, and you hear, like, I mean, you know, other people reverberating this back to you. In other words, you let people know about your mission. There's power in that, because now people are feeding back to you, like, I mean, okay, how's that going for you? You know, you almost become accountable by putting it out there. Yeah. But the one thing is to know what you want and to go for it. Check in with your values as well. That's important. That's part of the goal setting program. So that means, like, to me, that you're on track. It's something that you value. It's not just something that you thought, oh, that's kind of cool and I'd like to do it. But it's got very little to do with your talents and skills. It's all about honing in, like, I mean, to get the best out of your time, your energy, and your money as well.
Yeah. I'm right in saying you get the book on EoinRyanCoaching.com?
That's right, yeah. At the moment, it's not for sale in too many bookshops because I'm self-published. Mm-hmm. So yeah, EoinRyanCoaching.com, you'll find the link for the book. Distribution, I hope, will improve, but at the moment, like, I mean, that's the safe place to get it. Like, I mean, you will be guaranteed to get a copy right there.
Okay, well, for the moment, Eoin Ryan, peak performance coach. Thanks for talking.
Thank you, Don.